live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at Rupavahini. We are ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I'm Charita Minupuranachi.
And I'm Kasani Balachandradika.
Many political parties and independent groups hand over nominations for the general election today as well. Namal's candidacy is uncertain. D.V. Chanaka leads the Hambantota district group. Ranjan Ramanayaka forms a new political party. Maithripala Sirisena joins Sarvajana Balaya. Vatican extends fullest support to the President's attempt to achieve justice for Easter Sunday victims. All decisions taken by the former government regarding the Nuwara post office have been suspended. Storm in US state of Florida turns into a hurricane.
And we move on to those and other stories in detail. And in your top local story tonight, applying for postal voting of this general election can be done until tomorrow.
And the Election Commission informs the relevant public servants who have not yet applied for postal voting to present their applications forms without any delay. Accepting nominations for the general election will be held at 12 p.m. midnight on Friday, and many accepted political parties and independent groups handed over their nominations and signed their nomination papers today as well. The signing of the National People's Power nomination papers of candidates was held at the JVP headquarters today under the patronage of General Secretary of the National People's Power, Consultant Physician Nihala Besingha, and General Secretary of the Janata Vimukti Perabuna, Telvin Silva. National People's Power is also signing their nomination papers at district level these days. Signing of the nomination papers for the Galle district was held today under the patronage of NPP Executive Member Nalin Hewage. Signing of nomination papers of the Samagi Jana Sandhane is being held these days at the SJB headquarters. Jana Aragala Sandhane handed over the nomination papers for the Nuwara district this morning. Kandasamy Sivaraja is the district group leader, and they handed over their nomination papers to Nuwara district returning officer Nandana Galabada. An independent group and Janasitha Perabuna handed over their nominations for Hambantota district this morning. Leader of the Janasitha Perabuna, Venerable Bhattarapulle Seelaratana Thera, was also present at this occasion. Signing of the nomination papers of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perabuna for the Hambantota district was conducted under the patronage of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa at the party office today. D.V. Chanaka is the group leader of the Hambantota district, and D.V. Chanaka said that Namal Rajapaksa has not yet taken a decision on contesting the general election yet. And now let's take a look at several views shared by the public representatives of the current political situation in the country. National organizer for the United National Party, Sagal Ratnayaka, said that if the president and his party are forming the government, then a strong opposition should be formed to point out the issues of the government. He said that a strong opposition consisting of a strong team is needed to lead the government on the right path. Samagi Jana Balawege leader Sajith Premadasa said that there were many factions which voted against them. However, he said that one of these factions have been completely destroyed. He said that this is the right opportunity to win those who voted against them at the presidential election and encourage those who failed to vote to exercise their right.
ඡන්දය පාවිච්චි නොකරන්නට කටයුතු කරපු කොට්ටාසෙක ඒ අයවත් උනන්දු කරවන්නට ඕන.
Former State Minister P.L. Nishant said that the necessary background for a good competition has been created, and he said that they are expecting to become the faction with the highest number of parliamentarians. Member of the National People's Power, Dr. Nalinda Jantisa, said that those who cast their vote for them at the elections, those who refrain from voting for them, and those those who refrain from exercising their right to vote are now placing their trust on the president and the government. Therefore, he said that they have a strong belief that the National People's Power will be able to form a strong government. Leader of the Sarva Jana Balaya, Dilip Javira, said that they have a massive demand at present. He said that they have taken measures to include clean politicians into their group, abiding by the demand of the people. Therefore, he said that they are currently selecting clean individuals to be a part of the party to contest the elections, and he said that this process will end tomorrow.
Former parliamentarian Ranjan Ramanayaka has launched a new party titled United Democratic Voice. At a press briefing held today, he said he will contest the general election under his new party. Leader of the United Democratic Voice, Ranjan Ramanayaka, said that he has decided to enter into active politics through a new political party today. He said that the name of the party is United Democratic Voice. He said that the symbol of the party is microphone. He added that his symbol is ironical that he was imprisoned due to expressing views to microphones. He further said that Sri Lanka became an independent country in 1948 and that we were only second to Japan in development aspects during this period. He stated that in 1949, Sri Lanka has given a loan to England as well, and that such a country has been ruined by various persons for over 76 years. Sri Lanka has become a country with a loan of $97 billion at present. He further said that he could dedicate his life for people since he is a single man without any bonds.
And meanwhile, former President Maithripala Sirisena has joined the Sarva Jana Balaya party, and he says that his aim is to make this party victorious in the Polonnaru district at the forthcoming general elections. Former President Maithripala Sirisena today visited the Sarva Jana Balaya party headquarters. At a press briefing held there, he said that he has informed his son to support the Sarva Jana Balaya party. He further said that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party has disintegrated into disarray at present. Former President Maithripala Sirisena said that he is now a member of the Sarva Jana Balaya party. He said that his son also follows his footsteps and joined the party. He said that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party is now at the courts. He said therefore he and his son both support the party without holding an organizer post.
Vatican assures the fullest cooperation in supporting the President's ongoing efforts to bring justice and healing to the victim of the Easter Sunday bombings and their families.
His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Brian Udego, the Vatican ambassador to Sri Lanka, met with President Anurakkumar Dissanayake at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. During the meeting, the Vatican ambassador congratulated President Dissanayake on his recent election victory, conveying heartfelt greetings from His Holiness Pope Francis, the head of the Catholic Church and sovereign of the Vatican City-State. The Vatican ambassador lauded President Disanayake's initiative to conduct transparent and credible investigations into the tragic Easter Sunday bombings. South Korea reaffirmed commitment to strengthening bilateral relations with Sri Lanka. Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Sri Lanka, Myeon Lee, made these remarks when she met with President Anurakkumar Dissanayake at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. The ambassador pledged to increase remittances by creating more employment opportunities for Sri Lanka in South Korea. German ambassador to Sri Lanka Felix Neumann met with President Anurakkumar Dissanayake at the Presidential Secretariat today. The ambassador offers assistance in enhancing the operations of the two German technical colleges in Katubedda and Kilinochchi, which play a crucial role in technical education. He also expressed Germany's readiness to help improve government secretary efficiency in Sri Lanka and recognize the country's promising export potential. Additionally, Ambassador Neumann urged Sri Lanka to explore further trade ties with Germany and tap into the German labour market, offering assistance in these efforts. Ambassador of the Switzerland Dr. Siri Walt to Sri Lanka met with President Anurakkumar Dissanayake at the Presidential Secretariat today. Ambassador Walt reaffirmed Switzerland's commitment to supporting Sri Lanka, particularly through the ongoing IMF program, and expressed Switzerland's readiness to assist in President Disanayake's efforts to combat corruption. She also offered assistance to Sri Lanka in these sectors to promote economic growth. The meeting of President with Thai ambassador reaffirmed the strong relationship between the nations and underscored their commitment to deepening cooperation in key areas such as trade, investment and tourism. During the meeting, Thai ambassador Mahaparanon also delivered a special message from the King of Thailand, Maha Vajiralongkorn, congratulating President Dissanayake and expressed goodwill towards his administration. Ambassador Mahaparanon further referred to collaborate with Sri Lanka in enhancing its own tourism potential and pledged Thailand's assistance to promoting Sri Lanka as a prime destination for Thai tourists. Highlighting Vietnam's achievement in foreign direct investments and trade, President Dissanayake requested Vietnam assistance in fostering these sectors in Sri Lanka. He made this request when he met with Ambassador of Vietnam to Sri Lanka, Trinh Thi Tam, today. During the meeting, Ambassador Tam conveyed his congratulations on behalf of the government of Vietnam and expressed optimism for continuing operation between the two nations. The discussion also explored the possibility of enhancing direct flights between Vietnam and Sri Lanka.
Minister Vijitha Herat says that all decisions taken by the previous government over the 130-year-old Nuwara postal office building, which has a historical value, will be suspended. The minister made these remarks during a ceremony held at the Temple Trees today to commemorate the World Post Day. The ceremony was organized by the Postal Department to mark the 150th anniversary of the Universal Postal Union and the World Post Day. The event was held with the participation of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. In celebration of the World Post Day 2024, a commemorative stamp and a first day cover was issued. One postcard was unveiled commemorating the 150th anniversary. The most efficient post officers under the first and second categories were felicitated at the ceremony. Meanwhile, District Account Officers and Divisional Superintendent of Post Officers received prizes at the event. Sri Lanka Philatelic Bureau also organised a stamp exhibition at the ceremony premises. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that it is crucial to develop the postal service into an institution that both contributes to the economy and remains connected to the people by integrating modern technology. She said that by embracing new technologies, the postal service can be transformed into a more efficient and proactive entity.
ශාක්ෂණය අලුත් අවශ්‍යතාවයන් වලට අපි හැඩගැහෙන්නේ කෙසේද කියන එක ගැන අපි හිතමින් ජාතික සංවර්ධනයට ජාතික ආර්ථිකයට තැපැල් සේවය කිට්ටුවෙන් සම්බන්ධ කරමින් අපි ඉදිරියට යමු.
Minister Vijitha Herat, speaking at the ceremony, said that the Nuwara Post Office building and the premises will only be used for the operations of the Postal Department. Minister Vijitha Herat said that the government is in the mindset to develop the postal service. He said that the government is ready to revoke many circulars and orders which have hindered the service. He added that one of the symbols of the postal service in Sri Lanka is the post office in Nuwara and that the previous government attempted to take over the building forcefully. However, he said that the current government will not proceed ahead with this move but will dedicate the post office to carry out the operations of the postal service. He said that the government will intervene in providing the basic salary and the allowances of those who are on permanent and non-permanent basis.
And meanwhile, the railway services along the upcountry line have been restricted from Colombo Fort to Aller railway station from today to the 15th of this month. This is due to a shooting of the Indo-Sri Lanka jointly producing film. The film is scheduled to bring many benefits to Sri Lanka. This is a Telugu film titled Mirai. The shooting are taking place at the 9-arched building bridge located between Aller and Demodara railway stations, and it is directed by popular artist Sai Karthik. Many popular stars including Sai Krishna, Saja Teja, Shrenu, Jagpati Rao, Naidu Kishore Kumar contribute to the film. Shooting of the film is conducted under the complete supervision of the National Film Corporation. The production managers of the film Mirai says that due to the shooting of the film in Sri Lanka, the country will receive many benefits. During the period, trains are running along the upcountry line from 7:30 am to 5:30 pm between Colombo Fort and Aller railway stations only.
Matale district big onion farmers claim that despite imposing a 20 rupee special levy on imported big onions by the government, the benefit is yet to be trickled down to farmers. They have alleged that intermediaries take the benefit from this move. The government took measures to impose a special levy of 20 rupees for a kilogram of imported big onions recently. The previous price was between 180 and 230 rupees. However, the farmers have said that the prices of the local big onions are yet to be revised. They pointed out that the businessmen who have stockpiled imported big onions will gain the maximum benefit. Meanwhile, it has been reported that local big onion stocks received at the Dambola Economic Centre are not able to be sold at present. The farmers have urged the government to take measures to uplift the local big onion production and to safeguard the farmers from the intermediaries. The Director General of the Consumer Affairs Authority has mentioned that a positive outcome cannot be expected immediately after the imposing of the import levy. He said that necessary recommendations will be presented after evaluating the expected outcomes within next week.
Fares of commuter transport three-wheelers within the Western Province have been reduced. The reduced fares have been declared by the Western Province Road Commuter Transport Authority. The Fare Review Committee of the Three-Wheelers Bureau convened recently and taken discussions and decisions. Accordingly, three-wheel fares have been revised for a period of 6 months with effect from the 15th of last July. Accordingly, 100 rupees is charged for the first kilometre, while 90 rupees is charged for the second kilometre. The fares have been revised from the 7th of this month as 100 rupees for the first kilometre and 85 rupees for the subsequent kilometre. These fares should be displayed at the left side of the front of the three-wheeler, and the Western Provincial Road Commuter Transport Authority informs the three-wheel drivers to change their meters as well, displaying new fares. It has been reported that some three-wheel owners have voluntarily reduced the fares earlier.
The Consumer Affairs Authority says that eggs should be sold at a fair price, otherwise a control price is to be introduced. The officials expressed these views regarding the price hike of eggs. Director Raids and Special Investigations of the Consumer Affairs Authority, Sanjay Irasinghe, said that the control price is to be introduced for wholesale marketing. He said that if traders gather stocks to sell at higher prices, they may face illegal circumstances and unnecessary trouble. He also mentioned that the Consumer Affairs Authority is to meet the wholesale traders and explain the existing situation, and that if they do not heed the call, a control price will be introduced. He also said that raids will be conducted regularly to nab errant traders, and that, for an example, there are a large number of poultry farmers in the Kurunegala district. He said that if the amount of officials in the district is not sufficient for raids, more officials will be brought to Kurunegala from other districts.
National Dengue Control Unit says that the spread of dengue in this year has been controlled successfully compared to the previous years. Director of the unit, Dr. Sudat Samaravira, has said that more than 40,000 dengue patients have been reported this year thus far. The highest number of patients has been reported from Western Province with a percentage of 42.3. The National Dengue Control Unit has indicated that patients have also been reported from Northern, Central, Sabaragamu, Southern and the Northwestern provinces. Dr. Sudat Samaravira said that the special dengue prevention program will be initiated in several districts in the next 5 weeks. Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Sudat Samaravira, said that a total of 2,769 dengue patients were reported in September. He said that in October until yesterday, the number of patients recorded was 794. He added that with the monsoon rains, the number of patients usually increases, but he said that the number of patients has not yet increased this year compared to the previous years. He pointed out that the potential impact to the Northern Province and the Eastern provinces from the northeastern monsoon, and he added that the possibility for a potential increase in patients with the rainy season is failing to implement precautionary measures. Meanwhile, 3 dengue patients have been identified from the Kathankudi area. Accordingly, many houses in the area have been inspected for dengue breeding sites. Red warnings have been issued for houses with dengue breeding sites, and Batticaloa District Health Services Director has said that 357 houses in Baduria area in Kathankudi have been inspected and red warnings have been issued to over 60 houses.
Traditional Coconut Oil Manufacturers Association alleges that there are chemical components harmful to human body in the imported coconut oil. The institutes that are responsible to test the imported coconut oil say that no such toxic components have been traced in the imported coconut oil so far. This is an investigation into this matter. In various time periods, it is usually reported that there are toxic materials harmful to human body included in the local and imported coconut oils. In some instances, the researchers have found certain harmful materials in some stocks of coconut oil. The relevant authorities have ordered to destroy such adulterated coconut oil and have taken legal actions against the culprits. The same procedure is underway in the present period as well, and however, Traditional Coconut Oil Manufacturers Association complained that there are toxic materials in some stocks of imported coconut oil. Convener of the Traditional Coconut Oil Manufacturers Association, Buddhika De Silva, said that they have revealed earlier that there are contaminated and artificially derived coconut oils in the market. He also said that these artificial oils are being sold under pure coconut oil brands, and he said that there is a process to mislead the consumers and that such toxic oils cause many non-contagious diseases amongst consumers. He also said that about 80,000 metric tons of chemically derived coconut oil have been brought to the country. However, the chairman of the Public Health Inspectors Union says that such an incident has not yet been reported and consumers should not have a fear psychosis on this matter. Chairman of the Public Health Inspector Union, Nupul Rohana, said that 2 kinds of coconut oil are imported to Sri Lanka and tests are being carried out to check whether they are harmful chemicals. Additional Director General of the Industrial Technology Institute, Dr. Sudarshana Somasiri, explained to the national television how the toxic materials in coconut oil can be identified. Additional Director General of the Industrial Technology Institute, Dr. Sudarshana Somasiri, said that no one can predict at a glance that coconut oil is contaminated. He said that there are suitable tests to be conducted in this connection and that consumers should purchase neatly packed and labeled coconut oil rather than oil sold in bulk. He said that consumers should also be vigilant on the expiry date of the items they purchase.
The Rupavahini News YouTube channel has been specially evaluated as a popular channel with tens of thousands of viewer responses, and this has been marked as significant growth during the recent election period. The YouTube channel has been viewed by over 5 million viewers monthly. It is significant that this channel became the YouTube ratings in several occasions. This has marked significant number of views during the election period, and during the last 28 days of the election period, the Rupavahini YouTube channel had over 8.9 million viewers. The national television has also honored with silver ratings from the YouTube administrators due to its higher viewer response. The national television expresses its highest esteem for the Rupavahini YouTube viewers who placed the YouTube channel in a high position during a very short period.
And here's few more local news items in brief. Chinese vessel Polang arrived in the Colombo harbour yesterday, strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries. The vessel is anchored in Colombo harbour for 3 days. Sri Lanka Navy offered guard of honour to the crew of the vessel. Chinese ambassador in Sri Lanka, Shi Shenghong, and several others were present at this occasion. A group of students of the Vihara Mahadevi's girls' schools in Kandy had the opportunity today to visit the President's house and the Colombo port city. This has been organised under the programme jointly implemented by the President's Office, Ministry of Education and Parliament's Mass Communication Division. They also visited the old Parliament and they were educated on the history of the Parliament of Sri Lanka. Kandy Police has started investigations into a false information that has been spread harming the good name of baby soap produced by a leading soap company in Sri Lanka. An organisation titled Kandy Consumer Protection Organisation has spread these false information through social media, asking consumers to not use this baby soap as it is harmful to infant skin. The complainants have also stated that handbills with such false information have been posted to several schools throughout the island.
You're joining with Rupavahini News, and this is a news about a group of students from foreign universities who teach English to Sri Lankan students free of charge. And it is commendable that they have come forward to provide English education free of charge in a period when all services are provided for money. Dimbulagala is a very remote village in Sri Lanka. The schools in the area consistently face severe shortage of English teachers. The teachers appointed to these schools do not stay in these schools and get transferred to convenient areas. These areas are teacher vacancies for many subjects such as English, Maths and Science. In such circumstances, a group of university students who came to Sri Lanka from Italy and Nepal have volunteered to teach English to the students in these areas. This is Kashyapa Mahavidyalaya in Dimbulagala. This group of foreign students teach English to university students to all classes in this school in the evening. In addition, they teach music and dancing subjects. Their efforts to enhance knowledge for our students are commendable. They are also exemplary to Sri Lanka for their voluntary service rendering amidst many hardships.
I had a fantastic time, a lovely time with this child. Hopefully this is going to be an impactful project.
That's it on local stories. Stay tuned with international news after this break.
Kamuda macang, prima kotumi, fantamai.
And in news from overseas, the United States officials warned about the potentially life-threatening impacts of Hurricane Milton as it barrels towards the Florida coast. Hurricane Milton is one of the most powerful storms to form in North Atlantic in the recent years. It comes just 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene caused substantial damage across the United States. The Hurricane Milton is expected to hit today. The National Hurricane Center expects Milton to make landfall as an extremely dangerous major hurricane, and the authorities further say that it could hit Florida within tomorrow.
And meanwhile, Syria's foreign ministry has condemned a suspected Israeli airstrike on an apartment building in Damascus. The authorities stated that due to the airstrike, and several civilians were reported dead.
Have said that women and children were among the dead from yesterday evening's attack in Meza area, which houses the Iranian embassy and other diplomatic facilities. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights has confirmed 13 deaths, including 9 civilians and 2 members of the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah. The Syrian officials said that the building was hit by 3 missiles launched by Israel aircraft from the directions of the occupied Golan Heights. Israel military has not commented in regard to the attack yet.
The Nobel Prize in Chemistry has been awarded to a trio of scientists this year. The scientists have used artificial intelligence to crack the code of almost all known proteins, the chemical tools of life.
Demis Hassabis and John Jumper, who worked at Google DeepMind, have successfully utilized artificial intelligence to predict the structure for nearly all known proteins. They received the Nobel Prize for developing an artificial intelligence model to predict proteins' complex structures, which were unsolved for 50 years. Meanwhile, a United States biochemist, David Baker, has learned how to master life's building blocks and create entirely new proteins. Accordingly, the Nobel Committee lauded David Baker for completing the almost impossible feat of building entirely new kinds of proteins.
Prima Kutumi. Stay safe, eat hot.
Decisive match in Group A between Sri Lanka and India at the 2024 Women's T20 World Cup is currently underway in Dubai.
India for their innings scored 172 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. To have a good start with an opening stand of 98 runs. Smriti Mandhana was dismissed for 50 runs and Shafali Verma scored 43 runs. Captain Harmanpreet Kaur was not out for 52 runs at a strike rate of 192 and she's the top scorer of the Indian innings. Chamari Atapattu and Amma Kanchana picked up 1 wicket each. Accordingly, Sri Lanka is required to chase down a mammoth target of 172 runs to secure their first win in the tournament.
Prima Kotumi. Stay safe, eat hot.
And that's it on Tonight News. Do just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita signing off with Khasuni. Stay safe and good night.
Good night.